Hi guys, how's it going? Ivano here with a quick tip, and this one has been in the game for as long as I can remember at least, and most of the people who have played this game for as long as me will probably already know this, but for the newer players I think this tip can help you level the playing field a little bit. So what are we talking about? We are talking about pre-match scouting, and this one will help you to get to know who you are playing against before the warzone even starts. This means it can let you know if you are facing a pre-mate, it will inform you about the classes on the enemy team, and this information will give you an advantage that you can use to change your approach accordingly, for example by swapping your combat style options around, or even changing your legendary implants. So let's look at an example of how this works. It's very simple. You simply open the social window up there in the menu, you go to Who, and then sort by planet. And that will show you all the players in the same zone as you, in this case the Ancient Hypergate Warzone. And then you can check what other players are in the same instance as you. If there are multiple instances of the same Warzone, you can see in which match you are by looking at the little number in brackets behind the name of the Warzone here. Then you want to switch the right side option to Guild, so you can easily check which players are in a pre-mate or not. And then finally, one of the limitations of this thing is that it doesn't show you who is on what team. So you will see all the players in the Warzone, your team and the enemy team. So you need to look at the names and compare them to the names in your ops frames in order to see who is on your team or the enemy team. You can then use this information to make better decisions. For example, if the enemy has a lot of stealthers on their team, you already know that you will need to send some extra people to defend your nodes. Finally, something about the limitations of this method. The first one would be that, of course, not all premates will be in the same guild, so you might be facing a premate even though it might not look like it from the pregame scouting screen. Second, it does not work if the enemies are of the opposing faction. So if you are playing Imp, they are playing Rep, then you won't see them. But the same is true for the enemy team. They can also not scout you. Next limitation, you sometimes need to refresh the screen, completely close it and open it again, because it will only show people that are already in the zone. So if some people are joining the Warzone later than you will not see them in the list. And then finally, this is specific to WoidStar. The problem here is that in WoidStar, while the scouting method works, you cannot change your items or your builds. So just keep that in mind. But still, this method I think can be useful for WoidStar to at least know what you're playing against and then figuring out whether maybe the enemy team has a lot of stealthers. You need to send 2 people to defend the door. That's it for today. Hopefully this quick guide helped some newer players. If it did and you enjoyed it, please remember to leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.